Here is the story Jesus told about that. There were 10 virgins, 5 were foolish and 5 were wise. When the bridegroom came unexpectedly in the middle of the night for the parade, the foolish virgins didn't have any oil for their lamps. By the time they purchased oil, it was too late, and they found themselves locked out of the wedding where the wise virgins had been omitted. Neither group knew when this was going to happen. They had no advance notice. But the thing that was true was, the one group was ready no matter when it happened, and the other group was unprepared. What does Jesus want us to learn from this parable? Here are his words immediately following. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man is coming. In another context in the book of Luke, Jesus said something similar, even more powerful. He said, blessed are those servants whom the master, when he comes, will find watching. Assuredly, I say to you, he will gird himself and have them to sit down and eat, and come and eat with them. Jesus is coming back, and we need to be ready. That's the parables that Jesus told, the stories. So we have passages that tell us that. We have pronouns that illustrate that. We have parables that teach us that. Now, here's the principle that's involved in it. This is really a critical principle as you look at the whole story of the rapture. The imminency of Christ's return is more than just an incidental truth about the rapture. You may not believe this, but if you're a theologian, you will believe it. Major books and manuscripts have been written either to defend the imminency of Christ's return or to attack it. Simply put, if the Bible teaches that Jesus can come at any time and that nothing needs to take place before he comes, if the Bible teaches imminency, then the idea that the church must go through the tribulation before the rapture occurs is found to be false. You cannot have something be imminent if something has to happen before it takes place. The rapture is imminent. There is nothing that takes place before that happens. You cannot believe that you're going to go through the tribulation before the rapture and believe in the imminency of his return, because there's nothing that has to happen. You got it? That's why this is so important. Somebody says, what do you believe about the tribulation? I am a pre-tribulationist. What does that mean? I believe that Jesus is going to come for his church before the tribulation. One of the reasons I believe that is this very truth that we're studying. I believe the Bible teaches he could come back at any time. The Bible doesn't say, eagerly await the coming of the Lord and then look for the tribulation, because after the tribulation, he's really coming. The Bible doesn't say that. The Bible says at any moment, he could be in our presence. The tribulation is going to happen, but as we're going to see, the church isn't going to be in the tribulation. Let me tell you something that's really important. One of the most organized books in the Bible is the book of Revelation. Jesus gave the plot for the book. He said, write the things you see, write the things which are, and write the things which shall be. So in the first chapter, John writes the things he saw, which was the coming of Christ, and he describes him in brilliant color. Read Revelation 1 if you want to see the glory of Christ coming down at the end of time. In chapters 2 and 3, John writes letters to the 7 churches of Asia Minor, a letter to each one. But those letters were written not just to each church. All of the churches were to read the letters, and then the letters were for all churches of all time, even for churches today. If you read the letters that he wrote to the churches, read them all, and you'll find yourself in one of them, I promise you. If you're a little, well, I won't go there, but you'll find yourself in one of those letters. Now, here's the interesting thing. The things which he saw, chapter 1, the things which are chapters 2 and 3, and then chapter 4 through chapter 18 describes everything that happens in the tribulation. Here's the amazing truth that I don't want you to forget. In the book of Revelation, the word church is found in the first 3 chapters 19 times. When you get to chapter 4 and you go from 4 to 18, it's not found one single time. You know why? Because the church isn't there. How do you know they're in heaven? Because when Jesus comes back in chapter 19 to settle things on the earth, he brings the church with him. How'd they get there? They got there back at the beginning, right?